events happening. We had, of course, our school level sports meets. We had a few inter-school sports meets, both at the secondary and the primary levels. And we had our elocution contest. We had early childhood Black History Month concert. So there were several events happening, as I said, at the school level as well as the department level. And we want to say that our students have closed out the term. Yesterday was their last day of school, the official last day of school, and we want to thank everyone who contributed to making term 2 a success. Parents, there is no doubt in my mind that teachers and principals and coaches and support staff all had to go above and beyond this term to make sure that we were able to successfully navigate. And so please make sure, we encourage you to ensure that we say the necessary thank yous, that we give the necessary commendations to them for their patience and for trying as best as possible to maintain that level of balance. So I would say thank a teacher, thank a school personnel, and when you come into contact with them, everything will not be perfect all of the time, but we know that the effort is there and that we're really putting in a lot to make sure that our children receive a holistic education, that they get various experiences, and these are no small feats. As we talk about feats, the last time I was on air last Saturday, I spoke to the upcoming TDC Track and Field Inter-School Championships, and so now I'm going to take us through the end result, what happened after. We went to that meet last weekend. It ran from Friday to Sunday, and at the end of the meet, we are happy to say that our students did well, and we want to congratulate them. We know it, as I said, it has been a very long season, and the season has not come to an end. One of the things that you will hear from our track and field coaches is that you have to make sure that you're in top form all year round. And so even though we have closed out the official track and field season, we will continue to see the continuous training and practice and commitment to making sure our students are in top form. And so at the end of the meet, we saw the Charles E. Mills Secondary School emerging as winner with 35 golds, 19 silver medals, and 12 bronze medals, for a total of 66 medals. And from Nevis, we saw the Charlestown Secondary School emerging second with 27 gold medals, 16 silver, and 15 bronze, for a total of 58 medals. Also, I want to say commendations to the Gingerland Secondary School. They emerged with 4 gold medals, 8 silver, and 6 bronze, for a total of 18 medals. So a job well done to all of our students who participated, and to, as I said, our coaches and all those who have been providing support. You have done a tremendous job. We look forward to the next track and field season, where our secondary schools will continue to participate and to do well. So kudos to all of you, a job well done, and we hope that you will continue to remain committed in all that you do, so that you can continue your growth as track and field athletes, but above all as student athletes. So know that you have to make sure that you're balancing and paying attention to your academics as well. We also want to take this opportunity to say congratulations to the students and of course the young persons from Nevis who were able to be selected as character athletes. We have for under 17, and I'm going to focus on or say special commendations to those who are from Nevis. We have from the under 17 the Kalia Jones, under 17 females, Kalia Jones. From the under 17 males, we have Leon Thompson Jr., and we have Kenron Freeman. From the under 20 females, Tiana Liebert. And from the under 20 males, we have Alexander Keynes. representing us, as well as Shamari Newton, and so we want to say congratulations to them. Also, highest commendations to the head coach for the team as they travel. The head coach is Mr. Kervin Wallace, and so Mr. Kervin Wallace is one of our own coaches here on Nevis. He represents Over the Top Track Club, but he has been a long-standing coach and of course our first Olympian here on Nevis, and so we want to say congratulations to you, Mr. Wallace. And also he will be assisted by Coach Rota Johnson and Coach Dwayne Warner. Dwayne Warner is also a coach here on Nevis and has had a long-standing commitment to track and field. So thank you to and congratulations to all of the persons who made it. As I said, we just wanted to take an opportunity to single out those who are from Nevis so that we can give them the necessary kudos and congratulations. Also, colleagues, we know that this ministry is the Ministry of Education, Information Technology, Library Services, Youth and Sports, and so we know that April 1st indicates the start of Youth Month. Youth Month promises to be a very active month, and so we have the Youth Days of Prayer happening now between today and tomorrow at your various congregations. We encourage prayer at during your services. We also know that there is going to be a very extensive Youth Month calendar with many activities. We have, for example, there will be the Easter camp. Of course, the registration for that closed out last week. That will take place at ETW Park from April 11th through 21st. We also will see, as I said, several other activities happening, and we encourage you to stay tuned to the Department of Youth Nevis Facebook page and keep abreast of what is happening. There are some opportunities right now also to volunteer, so if you are interested in volunteering for the Easter camp, the Department of Youth is seeking interested persons to volunteer for the upcoming Easter camp, and I gave the duration April 11th to 21st from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Venue is the ETW Park, and they're hoping to get the names by Monday. So if you are interested in volunteering, please reach out. And let me tell you, students, young people, these opportunities are just that. They're opportunities, and many times you can revert to, for example, to the youth department when it's time for you to do your job applications or your scholarship applications, so that you can get recommendations and documentation of some of the work that you have done within the community. And I encourage you not to take these activities lightly. They are important, and they are outside of making a contribution, they can also demonstrate to the world your holistic development and your holistic contribution. So do not take them lightly. Volunteer for the upcoming Easter camp, and reach out to the Department of Youth to see in what other ways you can also volunteer. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll have a few tickets giving away because there is a big day coming up in short order.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughn Radio.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. An hour passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. You on the go. Let's start the show. You've got to go. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab the gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners or viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel. And welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zahnela Claxtion from the Department of Education, and we are here with you this Saturday as we try to be every Saturday to share information, updates, activities. And so this morning we have a split program. In the first half, we are doing some updates. In the second half, we will be doing the ECCB Children's Connection program, which was scheduled for 2 weeks ago, and we missed that scheduled date, so we are picking up on it today, and so we will do that in the second half of the show. It is no secret here on Nevis. I think if you don't know, I'm not sure where you reside, but it is no secret that on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, starting at 12 noon, we will have the Nevis, the Gulf Insurance Limited, Bank of Nevis International Limited, Nevis Inter-Primary Schools Championship, and that will take place at the Nevis Athletic Stadium, as I said, commencing at 12 noon. We have 9 teams competing in this meet, and 9 primary schools competing in this meet. And I must tell you, most of the primary schools, all of the primary schools, had some form of activity to boost school spirit and team spirit, and to get the athletes ready for this coming this upcoming activity, this upcoming competition. And so it is the biggest event held on Nevis. That is a one-day event. We refer to it as the mini Olympics. Some of us just call it inter-primary, but it promises to be a grand day, and our students are very well prepared. Their coaches and their teachers and their principals have been doing a good job preparing them, as well as parental support has been there, and parental presence. And so today we are going to be giving away a few tickets for those who may not have bought the ticket as yet, or even if you want to gift somebody a ticket, but we'll be giving away a few tickets. We know that this year traditionally we have had one title sponsor. This year we have an additional or a second title sponsor. Okay? The first question is, give the name of the second title sponsor, the new title sponsor, and tell us where that business is located. 469-1616, 469-1700. And so we want to know the name of this new title sponsor and where that business is located. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing today?
Good.
Okay, wonderful. Can you tell us the name of the new title sponsor for Interprimary and where that business is located? So there are 2 parts.
The Bank of Nevis Limited, located in Charleston.
Okay, I'm sorry, that is incorrect, but you are close, so do a little bit more research and give us a call right back, okay? All right, so we want to know the name of the... Okay, we have a new caller. Good morning.
Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes. Bank of Nevis, next to the post office.
Okay, I'm sorry. That is not the correct answer for this question, and I'm going to keep the calls open, but I want to hear from our students first. We want to know the name of the new title sponsor. Good morning. Turn your radio down, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you tell us the name of the new title second title sponsor for the upcoming meet and where that business is located?
The Bank of Nevis. The Bank of Nevis International Limited, located in Charleston.
Okay, you're very close. You're very close. But I would ask you to do a little bit more research and give us a call. Give us a call back, okay? The numbers to call 469-1616. I didn't expect this one to be a stumper. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, are you a student?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us the name of the new sponsor, the new second title sponsor for the upcoming meet, and where that business is located.
It is located, the Bank of Nevis is located in Cotton Grove.
Okay, and give me the proper name for the institution, please, and then I'll be able to tell you if you're correct or partially correct.
Bank of Nevis Limited.
Okay, I'm sorry. You are close. You're very close, but not quite there. So do a little bit more.
Nevis Bond Limited.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to give us a call back, okay? You're very close. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, are you a student?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Can you tell us the name of the new second title sponsor for the upcoming meet and where that business is located?
The Bank of Nevis International Limited, located in Cotton Grove.
All right, and what is your name?
Cyprian David.
Cyprian David, you just won yourself a ticket. I'm hoping you're not one of the athletes, but if you are, you will have to give it to a friend, okay?
Okay.
So Cyprian, you can collect your ticket at the Department of Education, but please make sure you get it before Tuesday afternoon because we will not be open on Wednesday, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Cyprian. And Cyprian, do you know who you're supporting for this meet?
Thomas Primary.
All right, what's your school's mascot? Okay, all right, Cyprian. So make sure you get your ticket, okay, and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Cyprian David is correct. The Bank of Nevis International Limited, located at Cotton Ground, is our new second title sponsor. Of course, we have had a sponsor, and you would have you might have heard it sometime during the week. We had some of our colleagues on air on the Unmac show on Wednesday night, so you might have heard that our previous title sponsor has been sponsoring for this is the 29th year, and so we now have a new situation where we have two title sponsors. Okay, we have two title sponsors, and so I'm going to ask about the original title sponsors. And so question 2 is about the original title sponsor. Please tell us the name of the original title sponsor of the upcoming meet and where that business is located. So give us the name of the original title sponsor and the location of that business. Please turn your radio down. Okay, listeners, make sure when you call in, you turn your radio down so that we can hear you and that you speak directly into the phone. The numbers to call, 469-1616, 469-1700. We want to know the name of the original title sponsor of the upcoming meet and where that business is located. 469-1616, 469-1700. What's up for grabs? A complimentary ticket to the upcoming meet. I'm not going to say the name of the meet until we're finished with the second question. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
Okay, wonderful. Do you know the name of the original title sponsor and where that business is located?
Gulf Insurance Limited.
And where is it located?
In Trinidad.
Okay. The head office, but where in Nevis is the business located?
Upstairs in Charlestown, in drugstore.
Okay, so it's located in Charlestown, in the Evelyn complex, right there above the drugstore. You're correct. And so, but the original, you're correct as well. That head office is in Trinidad. So you're correct on many fronts. Okay, what's your name?
Tejane David.
Okay, Tejane, so you just won yourself a ticket. You can collect it at the Department of Education. Just make sure that you get it before Tuesday. Tejane, do you know which team you're supporting for the upcoming meet?
Charlestown.
All right, you're supporting Charlestown Primary. What's your mascot?
Tigers.
Okay, the CPS Tigers. All right, thank you so much for calling. I don't know if it's a David's morning. We've had 2 Davids. Have a great week.
You too.
Okay, all right. And so we learned, if we had missed it previously, that we have a dual title sponsor situation this year. We have 2 title sponsors, Gulf Insurance Limited and Bank of Nevis International Limited, Bonnie, and they are sponsoring the upcoming Nevis Interprimary Schools Championship. Because Bonnie is relatively, is a new sponsor for this year, new title sponsor for this year, I have a second question as it relates to the Bank of Nevis International Limited. And the question is, in what year, on what date, let me rephrase it, give the date when the Bank of Nevis International Limited commenced operations on Nevis. Give us the date, so we need the date, the month, and the year when the Bank of Nevis International Limited commenced operations on Nevis. Give us the day, month, and year when the Bank of Nevis International Limited commenced operations on Nevis. Okay? The day, month, and year when the Bank of Nevis International Limited commenced operations on Nevis. 469-1616, 469-1700. And we have a caller. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Wonderful. Can you tell us the day, month, and year when the Bank of Nevis International Limited commenced operations on Nevis?
Is it the 9th of December 1985?
I'm sorry, that's not correct. Do a little bit more research, and you know most things are located online these days, so see if you can find the answer for us, okay? And try again. Thank you. All right, we need the day, month, and year when the Bank of Nevis International Limited. I thought I would be able to give away 5 tickets today, Melissa. It looks like I might only make 3. When the Bank of Nevis International Limited commenced operations on Nevis, we need the day, month, and year. And as I said, you're generally able to find most of this information online, listeners, children. So do a quick search and see if you can find it, because we're wrapping up this segment to transition into the ECCB Children's Connection program. If you can give us the day, month, and year when the Bank of Nevis International Limited commenced operations on Nevis. I had a really good one lined up, but we'll see, because as I said, we're just about out of time, and we want to make sure that we give away as many of the tickets as we possibly can. Give us one last call for the day, month, and year when the Bank of Nevis International Limited commenced operations on Nevis. We have a caller. Good morning. Okay, it seems like we lost our caller. So we're going to have to close out. I'm so sorry that we weren't able. The Davids, Cyprian, and we have one. Let's see if we can squeeze it in. Can you give us, good morning, can you give us the day, month, and year when the Bank of Nevis International Limited commenced operations on Nevis?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
The month is the 1st of July, and the year is in 1998.
What's your name?
Demari Myers.
Okay, spell your first name for me, please.
D-M.
Go ahead.
D''.
Go ahead.
M-A-R-I.
Okay, and Demari, what school do you go to?
Secondary school.
Okay, so you can collect your ticket at the Education Department, you have to do so before Tuesday afternoon, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, so Demari made it through, and we say congratulations to her. And listeners, viewers, we are now going to take a short break. When we come back, we will commence the ECCB Children's Connection program.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the powerhouse.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
All right, good morning to all of our listeners and viewers, and welcome to the ECCB Children's Connection program. I am your host, Zahnela Claxtion, and our co-host should be joining us in short order, but we are excited to be back with you today on another ECCB Children's Connection program. And today we're going to learn about how people contribute to the development and well-being of the communities in which they live. Okay, and as I want you to start thinking, listeners and the viewers, about some of the jobs that help to make our community safe and good places to live. So if you think about it, and I know that we've done our various careers, we've learned about our various careers, and so think about what are some of the jobs that help to make our community a safe place to live. I can think of some off the top of my head, but I think we can just generally quickly say our police officers are right at the top of that list. We also have our firefighters, our coast guards, our customs officers, because we do have customs officers who do a good job of making sure that we are safe, especially on the sea. And then we have our firefighters, and those are just some of the persons. There are so many others. Our public works employees. There's so many other people who do an excellent job ensuring that we have a safe community and a good place to live. We thank you so much, and we're going to explore some of these areas and some of these careers, and as soon as we are through, we're going to take a break, and then when we come back we will explore some more. So I'm hoping that you have another list of people who make our community a safe place to live, and that we can hear more about them from you when we return, so that we can share with you and we can have the conversations that we need to have this morning. Remember that later on we will be asking questions, we'll be giving away prizes, and so we want to make sure that you are in tune, that you're tuned in and locked in, that you have your pencils and your paper and everything so that you can take your notes. We'll take a short break and then we'll be right back.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
All right, we are back, and we're so happy to have all of you. We welcome you once again to the Children's Connection program, and the program is produced by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, and today we're going to talk about something that we cannot run away from no matter where we live. Oh my goodness, what could that be? And although many people do not like this particular thing, they don't like it, without it our communities would be without essential services that benefit all of us. Before we took our break, we talked a little bit about some examples of jobs that help to make our communities good and safe places to live. In order for these people to perform their jobs, they must get paid. And the way that they get paid is through, you guessed it, our parents hate it, listeners. I think all adults, because it seems that it subtracts or takes away from our total income. But the way that those persons that we talked about get paid is through taxes. So you guessed it. I'm hoping all of you have heard about taxes, if nothing else from your parents who might have had to, talk a little bit about it, complain, and look at how much is being subtracted from their salaries, for example, through the income tax. But I think most of us have heard about taxes. Taxes are fees that the government collects from the citizens and residents to pay for goods and services that are needed in the community. Individuals and companies must pay taxes that are due. If they do not, they could receive a penalty from the government. When companies make a profit, they are required to pay taxes to the government on the profit they make. Let me repeat that. When companies make a profit, they are required to pay taxes to the government on the profit they make. They also pay sales tax when they purchase goods and services from other companies. Some people complain about paying taxes, but many people don't mind paying because they understand and appreciate the benefits. And so we're going to look at why taxes are important. And we can think about, for example, what would happen to us if we didn't have a police force, or if we didn't have a fire department. What would happen? Because these people help to keep us safe. And so as you think about it, you'd realize that without the services of the police force, our community would not be such a safe place. In order to make sure that our police officers can perform their duties, they must get paid. And they must have uniforms. They must have vehicles and equipment that they need to perform their duties properly. The taxes collected by the government help to pay for these things that I just talked about. The police officers, for example, the police officers are only an example. They are not the only people who get paid from taxes. Did you know that firefighters, ambulance drivers, teachers, and many other workers get paid from taxes? These people are called public or civil servants because they work for the government. And there are so many, listeners, there are so many other examples of public servants or civil servants. And for many of you, I know everybody who's listening this morning knows at least one public servant or civil servant, because many persons within our community are employed by the government. And remember, I said teacher, so if our children are listening, that means that your teacher is one of the persons who gets paid via taxes. And some other examples are nurses, and they help to keep us healthy and safe. Our workers or public works and employees, and they also help to keep us safe. They try to make sure our roads are safe. They try to make sure that everything is in place in terms of infrastructure as much as possible. Our garbage collectors or sanitary workers, they are also paid by government, and as we look at how they help to keep us safe and healthy, they make sure that they collect our garbage, and sometimes, most times, when our garbage collectors are doing the collections, we are all busy doing something very important, which is sleeping. We're generally resting when they come to collect the garbage, because they generally do it very early in the morning or in the late in the night. And that also obtains for many of our sanitary workers. We have persons, if you happen to, which I don't know reason why you would be in Charlestown at 4 a.m., you will see the persons down there cleaning up Charlestown at 4 a.m. And so these are all persons who help to make our lives better. They help to keep us safe, and they contribute to the the general safety, but they are getting paid through taxes. Taxes are the main source of income for the government. Besides paying salaries to civil servants that we just talked about at length, there are other things that we do, or the government does, with the money which is collected from taxes. So they pay salaries, just one thing, but there are other things. For example, taxes are also used to improve the quality of life of the citizens and residents of a country, but by providing the required infrastructure. And infrastructure is a big word. We're going to come back to it in a second. Infrastructure, it refers to things such as the roads, the bridges, clean supply of water, anything along that line. Those things help us as citizens and residents of this island, and they're maintained through taxes. The word infrastructure, as I said, is a big word. I'm going to spell it for you. I'll spell it twice. Okay? Infrastructure. 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 I'll spell it again. INFRASTRUCTURE. Infrastructure. The government also uses taxes to build schools, libraries, hospitals, public parks, and other projects for the benefit of citizens and residents of the country. So without taxes, the government will not be able to operate and provide the citizens with what we need. So how do you think the government collects taxes? And listeners, as you can run over and ask mommy or daddy. I talked about one way a lot at length, but there are several ways that taxes can be collected. Okay? Taxes are collected in a variety of ways, but one of the most popular ways is called the income tax, which is paid through people's salaries. When people get paid, their employers keep some of the money to give to the government in the form of a tax. The more money an individual makes, the more taxes he or she pays. Okay? The more money an individual makes, the more taxes he or she will have to pay. Not every country asks its citizens and residents to pay income taxes, but there are many other ways to collect taxes. Let us look at some of the other ways. Some of us pay sales tax. When we purchase goods and services locally from the supermarket or store, there's sometimes a sales tax. When we pay the bills such as electricity and internet, there's sometimes a sales tax in some countries. A very popular sales tax is the value-added tax. We don't call it value-added tax here. You'll hear your parents talk about VAT. Okay? And VAT is something that, persons talk about a lot, especially when it was initially introduced. VAT is paid to sellers when we purchase goods and services. The companies or sellers we purchase from give VAT, the VAT we pay to the government. So even though we might pay at the supermarket or at a store, if it's something that has a VAT tax, that tax goes to the government. Some other taxes paid are property taxes. People pay when they own homes and land. Driver's license fees. People who own and drive vehicles have to pay for the license to drive. Customs duties, all of our Sheen orders. Listen, I've been seeing so many people coming out of the customs office this week. It's interprimary time. All of these orders. Customs duties. That is when we import goods from overseas, we have to pay a tax on it. It's called a customs duties. There's a social security tax. Employers also keep part of the people's salaries for social security tax. This tax helps the government to pay retirees. It also helps when you have, sick leave and those kind of things that you want to continue to get paid. Social security tax is very important. So who are these retirees that we're using the social security tax to pay? Retirees are people who have reached a certain age and are no longer eligible to work. Over the years, the employers paid the Social Security tax on their behalf to the government. So this is another important reason why it is beneficial to pay taxes. Because when we get older and we're no longer able to work, we get paid from all of the Social Security taxes based on what we paid while working. There are many people who do not like to pay taxes. Okay, there are many people who do not like to pay taxes, and so we have some advice for you. I don't know of anybody who likes to pay taxes, but we have some advice. These taxes are important, and I'm hoping, listeners, that you've heard some of the value behind paying taxes, and that our children, you can also see some value in paying taxes. I think we've heard a lot of important information about taxes. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll have some questions for you, and at least the first 2 questions I will be using. Your prize for those first two questions would be interprimary tickets. The other 2 I had to give away. I'll transition them over to the ECCB Children's Connection program. So we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have a few questions for you so that you are able to win some fun prizes and surprises.
Connecting our children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking our children with excellent mentoring.
All right, and of course we had a very active conversation, listeners. I'm hoping that you learned a lot about taxes and how it is important for us to pay taxes and how taxes support our community. We are going to have a few questions, like I said. Please call us at 469-1616 or 469-1700 for a chance to win, and we are going to give at least the first 2 callers who get the first 2 questions correct. You will get a complimentary pass for interprimary coming up this week. First, I'm going to read all 6 questions, and we'll see how many of them we can get in before we have to go over to our friend Oliver. Okay? Question 1. What are taxes? What are taxes? Question 2. Who are civil servants? Who are civil servants? Question 3. Give one example of a civil servant. Give one example of a civil servant. And as you call in, please let us know which question you will be answering so that we can then direct you there. Question 4. True or false? Income tax is collected by taking a portion of the people's salaries. True or false? Income tax is collected by taking a portion of people's salaries. Remember, I said the first 2 callers will get complimentary interprimary tickets, since I had 5 to give away earlier. Question 5. True or false? Property taxes are paid when people own houses and land. We have a caller, and caller, just let us know which question you are going to answer. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, how are you today?
I am good.
Okay, which question do you want to answer?
Question 2.
Question 3. Give one example of a civil servant. Give one example of a civil servant.
One example of a civil servant is a teacher.
Good job. What's your name?
Like a dog.
Okay, Malika, good job. All right, so one example of a civil servant is a teacher. You will have to collect your ticket before Tuesday afternoon, before end of work day on Tuesday afternoon at the Department of Education. Okay, Malika?
Okay.
Okay, and do you know which team you're representing?
CPS.
All right. Okay, have a great one, okay? All right, let's continue. So we got that question, Malika is correct. And so we have a few more questions. We have true or false. A bridge is not an example of infrastructure. A bridge is not an example of infrastructure. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hello?
Yes, morning.
Is this a student?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell us which question you're going to answer, please?
Money. The taxes.
What is taxes? What are taxes? Okay, go ahead. We can't hear you clearly, though, for some reason.
Taxes is money that is taken from someone's salary where they're working.
Okay, what is that? This. Hello?
Yes.
And what is your name?
James Powell.
Jevis Powell?
James.
James Powell? What school do you attend?
Navy's Academy.
James, are you and you're a male?
Yes.
All right. You can collect your prize at the Department of Education on between Monday and Tuesday, okay?
Thanks.
You're welcome. All right. So let's continue. We have 3 more questions on the table. All right. Remember, I said only the first 2 I will give the inter-primary tickets to because I had 2 extras. But we'll continue.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am good.
Okay. Which question do you want to answer? Do you know which question you want to answer?
About the property tax.
Okay, let me read it for you again, okay? True or false? Property taxes are paid when people own houses and land.
True.
True. What is your name?
Janaya.
Janaya
Jones.
All right, Janaya. Congratulations, you are correct, okay? Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome, dear. You're welcome. Okay, so we have, I think we can't take any more actually because we'll have to go over to our friend Oliver. So we'll have to stop there because our friend Oliver has our value lesson for us, and we know it's important for us to get in our friend Oliver.
Howdy, boys and girls, tuned in to the ECCB Mentorship Program. It's always a pleasure when you stop by to visit your friendly owl. My name is Oliver. Oh yes, and our wise word for this month is forgiveness. A very important word. This means to pardon someone for the wrong they have done you and accept their apology. This can be difficult sometimes, you know, but with help from the good Lord, you can forgive. Now, let's get back to your host.
All right, then Oliver talked about something very important. Forgiveness. And so it's important for us to forgive. The wise word is forgiveness. And when people forgive, they are kind to those who were not so kind to them. They try to show respect to those who have not shown respect to them. And they try to be generous to those who have not been so generous to them. So let's share a short poem about forgiveness with you. We'll share a short poem, listeners, and it's entitled Forgive. Forgive someone. Today, forgive. Turn from bitter to positive. And frustration, anger, pain. Wash the anguish from your brain. No need to reconcile or tell. Just feel better and get well. A brand new peaceful life to live. That's your gift when you forgive. Okay, so that poem was written by Joanna Foch and it was obtained from poemsource.com. The writer of the poem is telling us that it is better to forgive because it helps with living a peaceful life. If we do not forgive, we will be angry and bitter with others who have done us wrong, and that will not help with bringing positivity into our lives. And as we think about it, listeners and viewers, there are some times that persons have done things that made us angry. Sometimes persons have done things that have caused us to feel hurt. And to be honest, especially as children, sometimes it's hard to forgive. But if we did not get it from Oliver, I'm hoping that we got it from the poem. It's important that we forgive, because forgiveness helps us. It helps us in so many ways. And so each of you, if you can think about a time when you had to forgive someone, if you can think about a time when it was hard for you to forgive someone, you can share that at home with your family. You can share that with your friends, and then you can talk a bit about why it was important for you to forgive. Listeners, viewers, forgiveness, as I said before, forgiveness makes our lives better. It is better to forgive because it helps us with living a peaceful life. You don't want to be walking around all bitter and angry and frumpy and frustrated and yelling at people because you're angry all of the time, and you have unforgiveness and being upset all the time such that people can't even approach us. That's not the life we want. We want to be able to bring positivity. We want to be able to bring the light to a room when we get to it. And so it is often said that choosing not to forgive is like carrying a weight on your shoulders. And you know how hard it is some days to even carry our backpacks with our books. It's hard to walk home with our bags because it's like a weight on our shoulders. Imagine carrying the weight or burden of unforgiveness. That's a lot for you to carry around. So choosing not to forgive is like carrying 10 backpacks on your back all of the time. It's a burden that you will have to put on other people. It's a burden that you choose to carry around yourself. But when we choose to forgive, we become kinder, happier, more helpful, and positive. We have come to the end of another ECCB Children's Connection program, and we are so happy that you joined us today, where we learned about taxes and the importance of forgiveness. Until the next time we meet, we want to wish you a wonderful week, and remember to forgive others and stay connected.